Well, Asher-Smith out very quickly, so too Kambundji, but Asher-Smith now really starting to get into a running, tearing away from the rest of the field. It's Asher-Smith all the way through to the line over the final 20 metres, coming through very strongly for second. Gina Lukenkamper gets Germany a medal, but it's Dina Asher-Smith. And just look at that time, it's a new British record, unofficially 10:85, equaling the world lead of Marie-José Talour of Ivory Coast. It's confirmed, 10:85. Lukenkamper gets the silver medal, 10:98. Daphne Schippers, gold 2 years ago, has to settle for bronze, but it's a season's best of 10:99 for the Dutchwoman. And Majinga Kambundji just edged out, takes fourth in 11:05. What a phenomenal race from Dina Asher-Smith.
Zero wind, so it could be even quicker with a little wind behind, but it was a wonderful performance. As she showed in the semi-final, she was out, as we'll see again, no doubt, with the replay. Let's look how quickly she was out there. And the other athletes had to struggle to work hard to come through. Again, an inspired run by the German Lukenkamper. Look, she must be 1.5 meters down. Strippers similarly, really making her powerful, passing Kambundji now. With the flying Asher-Smith, rewarded with that brilliant British record. Well, we've been looking for her to set records for some years now. She was a brilliant junior. She's now fully committed on the senior circuit, having finished her university exams, and that was a wonderful performance. Well, certainly a good start by Hughes, and also the Italian Tortu. Prescott a bit to do, but Zarnell Hughes coming through, but also on the inside Jack Harvey, and it's Hughes who takes it. Prescott, I think, may have got up to the second, just ahead of Harvey there, and it is quick, it is sub 10, 9.95 for Zarnell Hughes. He looked terrific in the semi-final, after which we made him our favourite, and he duly delivered in the final there with a brilliant run, and I'm sure that makes up for the dashing of his hopes in the Commonwealth Games when he was beaten there. But it's a championship record for Zarnell Hughes. Reece Prescott, an under-23 British record, under 10 seconds for the first time with Eagle win. A British 1-2 in the men's 100 metres. And Zach Ali Harvey following the silver of Amsterdam with the bronze here just outside 10 at 10:01.
CJ Ujah just missing out on that medal by 500th of a second, otherwise we would have seen a British 1-2-3. Filippo Tortu there, the young Italian, promising 10:08, that's very formidable. But Zarnell Hughes, what a performance by the Brit, and there is a large contingent of British fans in the crowd, as we've said, and we've seen Dina Asher-Smith win that women's gold, and there, what a fantastic start by Zarnell Hughes. And now is when he starts to pull away, and again, Reece Prescott, as he always does, just coming through over those last few meters. If he can get his start sorted out, he will be tough to beat.
Yes, he undoubtedly had the fastest last 30 metres or so of the race, and he very nearly caught Hughes as well.
But of course, looking at that, a 1-2-4 for the Brits. They are the world champion from last year. They'll be tough to beat in the relay.
And surely will. Well, certainly the favourite, Hudson-Smith, got off well indeed, and he's chasing down the stagger of Jonathan Borlée outside him, and it's Hudson-Smith flying down the back straight. Zalewski of Poland in his sights, Karsten Volholm has started very well. Also, Brusilovs of Spain not showing so much at the moment, but it's Matthew Hudson-Smith at 200 metres. Sensational in the semi-finals when he eased off towards the finish. What can he produce now? Brusilovs getting more into his running on the outside, but it's all about Matthew Hudson-Smith and what time he might do as the crowd stands all round as they see a great display. Maybe he's tying up just that little bit. Jonathan, two Borlays coming behind him. It's Matthew Hudson-Smith, then Kevin Borlay, then Jonathan Borlay. And it's not as quick as he ran in the semi. He tied up a little bit in the finish. He did got the victory though, 44.81. And what about the Borlay twins?
I just really had to hold on to myself there, because what a performance. He said they're the two oldest in the field. They've both been fighting injuries for the last few seasons, and to see both of them hang in there strongly is absolutely incredible.
Well, I don't think you can take anything away from Matthew Hudson-Smith. I mean, that was a blazing run through the first 300 metres. And I was looking down to see what the championship record was. I know it was back in 98 with Ewan Thomas, to see whether he could get close to it. In the end, you're absolutely right. He did tie up a bit, but what a talent Matthew Hudson-Smith is. Indeed,
and 44.78 is winning time. And he had a big winning margin with Kevin Borlay in 45.13. Jonathan Borlay in 45.19. Conditions not quite as good as they were in the semis. If he'd run all out in the semis, I think those records would have gone. But that doesn't matter. What matters is winning. And here he goes and is on his way to that.
And really never in doubt. Look at that distance between him and the rest of the field. Even though he tied up there was absolutely never any doubt that he wasn't going to win this race.
Away they go, and Asher-Smith already eating up the sack stagger on Samuel outside, well clear, and Skipper's a long way back. She finishes well, of course, but what a brilliant run this is by Asher-Smith. And Samuel just outside her. Skipper's coming through now, but it's Dana Asher-Smith all the way down the home straight. Skipper's long legs can't catch Asher-Smith. Asher-Smith wins it. Skipper's in second place. Samuel takes the bronze, and look at that time. She smashed the British record in the 100 metres with 10.85, and the time here, smashing the best record. She's set now 21.89 here, and well, she really is now in top world class, and that takes her to 7th on the European all-time list. Skipper's a season's best behind her, then Samuel equaling her personal best, then Kambunji with a season's best. It was a great race. It's not warm enough for really top sprinting, one might think, but Asher-Smith is on fire.
What an absolutely terrific run from Asher-Smith. She's becoming the female star of these championships without a doubt. 2 British records, running 10.85 in the 100 metres and now going sub 22 in the 200 metres. Utterly terrific run.
There we can see the Dutch athletes celebrating their silver and bronze. Very good run there for Jamil Samuel in bronze as well. She'll be very happy with that medal. Still looking good in third as well, and Hivotska, the defending champion, still hanging back there in 10th. You're there looking very good. Wakeman also very strong.
2:12.31 at 800 metres.
And there is a significant gap now between the two Britons and the rest of the field. You're just looking very comfortable indeed. She's got such a good range, 800 metres, 1500 metres, 3000, and really showing that she's very confident in her abilities. And Wakeman also looking good as Penn now closes that gap a little, trying to get away from the rest of the field. And of course, Sophia Enoe, the other pole, also hanging in there. She had a good finish in the semi-final, in the heats as well. And Ciara McGinn also looking good in 5th there. Now the pole moving into the bronze position, also overtaking Penn, the Irish runner McGinn, and Laura Muir just really putting on a stellar pace there. She's really cranking up the pace now. Wakeman struggling to keep up with her, but the two Brits miles ahead of the field so far. McGinn now on the shoulder of the Polish runner. Has that bronze from 2 years ago, and a lot of Irish hopes on her, but Laura Muir there looking absolutely fantastic. You know she grits her teeth when she gets to the stages where it starts to hurt. The pole now come back on McGinn. There's a heavy battle for the 3rd position, and they're both closing in on Wakeman, who's now tiring heavily. So Laura Muir looks set to win that title, but there's a tough battle for 2nd and 3rd. Laura Wakeman there, and the pole, Enoe, looking very strong. And can McGinn get that bronze she won 2 years ago? Now the pole making up ground. She looks back, knows she's comfortable. Laura Muir is the European champion. Enoe gets silver and bronze for Laura Wakeman there.
4:02.32 for Laura Muir. Very, very fine run indeed. Just doing the arithmetic. Well, that was a very quick last lap.
63.03 indeed.
But even more impressive with the 2 second and third laps. Now that first one was 69.54. She then destroyed the field with 63.16 and 61.84 on the third lap, which is the real killer.
Enoe can run faster than that. I just wonder whether Enoe just got her tactics a little bit wrong, just giving Muir too much of an advantage when Muir and Wakeman were going away on that third lap. Perhaps she should have stayed with her. But nevertheless, Enoe being part of a very successful Polish team here and adding to their tally with a silver medal.
But Laura Muir there just showing again how strong she is. She doesn't care where the rest of the field is. Runs her own race, and she's just such a gutsy runner.
Quite a guts as well from Laura Wakeman to just hang on in there, resist the attack of Ciara McGinn, who's got a bronze medal 2 years ago, finishing 4th on this occasion. Well, Wakeman was really desperate to the line, but she gets in there and finishes with a bronze medal.
Yes, I mean, one could say Enoe was closing the gap a little bit, but I don't think anyone would have dared to go with Laura Muir.
Well, Asher Philipp away very quickly, already trying to gain a little bit on Daphne Schipper, who in turn is up on the Swiss team. Good handovers from Great Britain and the Netherlands. Germany also running well at this moment. And it's Van Hunnesten handing over to Jamali Samuel, but the Germans are doing extremely well. Tatiana Pinto has the baton in her hand now. She's going to hand over to Rebecca Haase. Well, Dina Asher-Smith taking over in 4th, has a bit to do, but she's really rocketing down the home straight. Dina Asher-Smith is on her way to a 3rd gold medal. Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the Netherlands and Germany. That's gold, silver and bronze. What a championships for Dina Asher-Smith. Well, Naomi Sedney ran a fantastic last leg just to hold off the Germans, but there was no stopping Dina Asher-Smith, coming from 4th at the final change. But she is in such outstanding form, joined by the rest of her team to take the plaudits. That's Imani Lansako running down the back straight. Rebecca Haase, a little bit of disappointment on her face, but the Germans will be on the podium in the bronze medal position. But Great Britain, Northern Ireland regain the title that they last had in 2014.
What What a finish there from Dina Asher-Smith. It was almost as if she changed gears and just stormed past everyone with about 50 meters to go. And it just shows what a dominant character in global sprinting she is now.
Well, a world lead. We did indeed see a sub 42-second time. Great Britain 41.88. Netherlands 42.15. This is the second changeover for the Dutch. Well, I don't think anything would have stopped Dina Asher-Smith, but that changeover didn't help, and here's the final changeover. Asher-Smith takes over behind the Dutch, the Germans and the Swiss, but just flies past the ball.
And just look at how quickly she makes up ground there and puts daylight between her and the rest of the runners.
Uja well away for Britain. The Turks also going well on the outside. Uja will hand over to Zarnell Hughes. This could be a crucial leg. Certainly he's run very well so far. Let's see how Hughes goes down the back straight. He's flying. He's flying. He's overtaking all of them. But Turkey's still going well, with Harvey handing over to Permigoglu and Jamili taking over for Great Britain. Jamili will hand over to Ekin-Zayiti. They should have the lead. They're ahead of the Netherlands, they're ahead of Turkey. It is Great Britain, it's Harry Ekin-Zayiti streaming down the track. Surely it's too much to do for the net of the Netherlands. Very good finish by Guliev. Look at the way Guliev ran. He caught up a lot of ground on Ekin-Zayiti, but it wasn't enough, and it was the British team that won, even without Mitchell Blake, and they ran 37.81. A terrific performance, but very impressive run by Guliev, and just as well that I think Zarnell Hughes and Jamili, after Uja, had run so well to get that baton in the lead to Harry AA.
And it's national records there for Turkey and the Netherlands in the silver and bronze position as well. 37.98 for Turkey, with an absolutely storming last leg from Ramil Guliev, and the Netherlands there with 38.03 in bronze.
Well, the British quartet enjoying their moment in the spotlight. What a crucial second leg, though, by Zarnell Hughes. He absolutely tore down that back straight.
Let's have a look at it again. This is Uja, just celebrating with his Londoner compatriot. There's Jamili taking over from Hughes after that brilliant leg. Jamili did what he needed to do around the bend as well. He'll have been a little disappointed to be outside the medals in the 200, but he did his job and he roars on Harry Ekin-Zayiti. Now just look at the gap that Guliev makes up on those ahead of him, storming past the Netherlands with Harry Ekin-Zayiti a little bit too far away. But wow, what a leg there by the Turk. The 200 metres champion showing his style there, and Turkey, as you said, Michelle, rewarded with a national record.
And it's just been really nice to see from up here all the British women who just took gold in that women's race ran down from where they've been doing interviews on the television mixed zones and have been congratulating their teammates. So really pure excitement there. The Dutch women coming down to celebrate with their teammates as well.